Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our next chapter, and the name of the chapter is Body Fluids and their Circulation. And the content of this chapter is, first we will cover about what is circulation, what are the component of circulatory pathway, and about blood, component of blood, function of blood, and its component. So let's start our first topic. Yes, in the previous part, in the previous chapter, digestion and its absorption and respiration, it was discussed that the digested food provide energy to the body, but how this digested food is transported to different body parts, or how this food and its energy is transferred from one part of the body to another part. So which component is required and which system is required, and how is this possible? The answer is circulatory system. Circulatory system circulate the blood in whole body parts with the help of heart. Heart is a pumping organ, and by blood the digested food and its component is transferred from the site of digestion to different body cells and different body organs. So circulatory system is an important, or it play a vital role in our body. Yes, next. Yes, this is the different component of our body. You can see lungs, small intestine, stomach, liver. You can see eye here, limbs is also given in the slide. So all this component will get the digested food or the energy requirement with the help of blood and circulatory system. So all questions can be given with a single answer, name as circulatory system. Yes, what is the organ that pump the blood to different body parts? Simple 1 marks question may be there. Ki name the pumping organ of the body, name the specific organ that help in the transport of blood from one part of the body to whole body organs, and the answer is heart. Heart is just like a water pump. The water pump help to pump the water to higher tank, and it can be stored. Same heart works in our body. It pump the blood in whole the body parts or body organs. Heart consists of 4 chamber. Mammalian heart means human heart is of 4 chamber. Heart has 2 atrium and 2 ventricle, means the 4 chamber. In the 4 chamber, the upper chambers are known as atrium, upper one are known as atrium, you can see in the slide, and the lower chambers are known as ventricle. And the portion of heart situated, or the chambers of heart situated on the right side, are categorized into right atrium and right ventricle, and if the location is on the left side of the body, then they are categorized into left atrium and left ventricle. So RA is right atrium, given in the slide. RV is right ventricle, given in the slide. LA left atrium, LV left ventricle. And you can see in the coronary arteries are also there. We will discuss this in detail in the next part, but here we can simply write down that coronary arteries supply the blood to heart muscles itself. Yes. Now next is component of circulatory system. There are two major components, that is pumping organ known as heart, and body fluids means the blood that is transported with the help of heart or by the pumping organ, and this blood is passed with the help of arteries and veins. There is a network of arteries and veins in our body by which blood is transported to different body parts. So yes, we start with the blood. Blood composed of two main elements, plasma and formed element. Plasma and formed element. Plasma is the liquid part of blood, means the total liquid content of blood is in form of plasma, and formed elements are the specific cells. Formed elements are the specific cells that are present in blood. And in blood there are three major type of cells are there: RBCs, WBCs and platelets. RBC stand for red blood cells, WBCs stand for white blood cells, and platelets, another name of platelets are thrombocytes, and another name of RBCs is erythrocytes, and you can note down WBCs are leukocytes. So formed elements are the cells that are present in blood. Three type of cells are there in blood: RBCs, WBCs and platelets. And when a simple question is given, suppose a question is given in your exam, what is blood? So you simply write that blood is a mobile connective tissue. Blood is a mobile connective tissue. Why blood is known as tissue? What is tissue? Tissue is the group of cell. Tissue is the group of cell, and in blood different types of cells are combined. Different types of cells means WBCs, platelets and RBCs. These are the cells combined to form up a blood. So group of cells form a tissue. That's why blood is known as tissue. Okay. So blood is known as tissue. And mobile, why the term mobile is used? Mobile means they show movement. Mobile means they show movement. Connective means they connect the different body parts. So that's why blood is a mobile connective tissue. And you can see in WBCs are further categorized into two categories: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are of further three types: basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils. Agranulocytes are of further two types: lymphocytes and monocytes. Granulocytes show granules. When we observe under the microscope, the WBC cells possesses the granules in it. If the granules are present, they are known as granulocytes. If granules are absent, they are known as agranulocytes. So further, granulocytes are categorized into three main categories: neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. If you want to remember this, you can just use the first alphabet of this word. N for neutro, E stand for eosino and B stand for baso. So you can write down NEB, N capital E capital B. Nib is for granulocytes. When we ask the different cells in granulocyte category, so you just write NEB. Three times NEB we can learn easily. NEB. N stand for neutrophils, E stand for eosinophils, B stand for basophils. Next, WBCs also WBCs also possesses the cells which does not have a granules in it, so they are termed in agranulocytes. Agranulocytes are of further two types: lymphocytes and monocytes. So WBC is mainly divided into two major categories on the basis of presence of granules. Okay. If granules are present, granulocytes. If granules are absent, agranulocytes. Yes. Next is plasma. Plasma is the liquid part of the blood. In the last slide, there was given that plasma is the liquid part of the blood. So when we discuss about the component of plasma, means what are the major component that form the plasma. So plasma consists of water 90 to 92%, protein 6 to 8%, and in proteins, plasma proteins, for example fibrinogen, globulin and albumin. This fibrinogen help in clotting, globulins help in blood body defense mechanism, and plasma also contain some ions, for example calcium ion, sodium, magnesium chloride. Yes, now we start with the plasma in detail. Plasma is the straw color viscous fluid. Straw color viscous fluid means plasma is a viscous fluid, and total 55% of the total blood. In an adult human being, the amount of blood is 5 to 5.5 liter. Note down. In an adult human being, the amount of blood is 5 to 5.5 liter, and this plasma is 55% of total blood. Total blood in the body is 5 liter, and out of 5 liter 55% is plasma. 55% component is of plasma, and plasma contain 90 to 92% of water, 6 to 8% of protein, and some proteins are used for different mechanism and different body process. Fibrinogen help in the clotting. Next, globulin help in the defense mechanism of the body. Plasma also contain small amount of minerals like sodium, calcium. These ions or minerals help in maintaining the ionic balance in the body, blood. Very important point, last point, plasma without the clotting factor. If the plasma does not have clotting factor in it, then they are termed as serum. Then it is known as serum. So plasma without the clotting factor is called as serum. Next, erythrocytes. Next is erythrocytes, and they are known as RBCs. Why they are known as RBCs? Because they are red blood cells. They are red blood cells. Second point is very important. Most abundant cell. Most abundant cell means it. The number is very large with respect to different cells present in our body. Third point is also very important. A healthy adult human contain 5 to 5.5 million of RBC, and where the RBC formation take place? RBC formation take place in red bone marrow. They are formed in red bone marrow in adults. So site of RBC formation is red bone marrow. Yes, RBC, red blood cells. All cells contain nucleus, but this cell RBC does not possesses any nucleus, and the shape of RBC is biconcave. The shape of RBC is biconcave, and RBC color is red. Why this is red? Because the presence of hemoglobin. You can split this hemoglobin into two: heme plus globin. Here heme stand for iron part. Heme stand for iron part, and globin stand for proteinaceous part. Globin stand for protein. So hemoglobin composed of iron plus protein component, and this hemoglobin provide the red color to the red blood cells. A healthy individual has 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin. If a person is healthy, then it must have 12 to 16 gram of hemoglobin in every 100 ml of blood. Next point is very important. What is the average lifespan of RBC? The average lifespan of RBC is 120 days. 120 days means RBC survive near about 120 days. After 120 days, RBCs get destroyed. And next, very important point you must write: the site of RBC destruction is spleen. Spleen is an organ. Spleen is an organ where RBCs are destroyed. So you can say that spleen is the graveyard of RBCs. Graveyard is the place where dead bodies are buried. Dead bodies are buried. So RBCs dead bodies are buried in the spleen portion. So spleen is known as graveyard of RBCs. Yes, next. Leukocytes. Leukocytes are also known as white blood cells. Leukocytes are also known as white blood cells. So as the name indicate, the color of these cells are generally white, or you can say colorless. They are colorless cell, and they do not possess the hemoglobin. This is the important difference between RBCs and WBCs. RBCs contain hemoglobin. WBCs does not have hemoglobin. Next difference, RBCs, in RBCs nucleus is present or absent? Yes, in RBCs nucleus is absent. Nucleus is absent, but in WBCs nucleus is present. You can see in third point. Then the number of RBCs is 5 to 5.5 million. 5 to 5.5 million RBCs. But WBCs are generally very lesser in number. WBCs means white blood cells are lesser in number with respect to RBCs, and the number is 6,000 to 8,000 per millimeter cube of blood. Yes, next. Very easy topic. Yes, the lifespan of RBC is 120 days, but WBCs are generally short-lived. WBCs contain different type of cells. WBCs contain different type of cells, that is neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. So the lifespan vary according to different cells of the body, but they are generally short-lived as compared to RBCs. Yes, next. There are two main categories already discussed in the last slide. Granulocytes, agranulocytes. Granulocytes further categorized into three: NEB, neutro, EO, baso. Agranulocytes are further categorized into lympho and mono. We have to discuss this in detail, means what are neutrophils, what are its function, what are eosinophils, what are its function. So let's discuss granulocytes. You must write down in the slide. This is not mentioned. Granulocytes are the cells which possesses the granules. Granulocytes are the cells which possesses the granules. Granulocytes are further divided into neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. Now we will discuss one by one. First we start with neutro, then we start with baso, then eosinophils. Neutrophils are the most abundant cells of total WBCs. You must remember, most abundant cells of total WBCs. Suppose total WBCs, white blood cells, are 100. Let total WBCs are 100. Then out of 100, 60 to 65 cells are of neutrophil category. So neutrophils are the most abundant cells, that is 60 to 65% of total WBCs, and basophils are at least 0.5 to 1%. Basophils are at least 0.5 to 1% among them only. Neutrophils and monocytes are phagocytic cells. Neutrophils and monocytes are mainly phagocytic cells, means they engulf the bacteria or they engulf the foreign body, foreign organism. If a foreign organism enter in our body, enter in our blood, then this neutrophil will destroy this foreign organism. So directly or indirectly, neutrophil provide us the immunity, because it damages the foreign bacteria, and bacteria may cause disease in our body. And in the previous 6th, 7th class or 8th class, we discuss about WBCs are soldiers of our body. In journal we will write WBCs are soldiers of our body. So this is the component, this is the part of WBCs. So neutrophils provide us immunity. Second, basophils. Basophils are the cells which release some, you can say, chemical, histamine, serotonin or heparin, and these chemicals are mainly involved in inflammatory reactions. These are mainly involved in inflammatory reactions. Next, eosinophils. Next is eosinophils. Eosinophils are the specific cells which resist the infection. If our body show infection, then this eosinophils resist the infection. This eosinophils resist the infection, and they are mainly associated with allergic reaction. And one more important point is there. Eosinophils are stain, means if we want to stain these cells, they are colored with the help of acidic dye. There are 3 type of dyes by which cells can be stained. Eosinophils are the cells which are stained with the help of acidic dye. Basophils are the cells which are stained with the help of basic dye, and neutrophils are you can say they are neutral cells. Yes, next is agranulocytes. Agranulocytes are the cells which does not possesses the granules, already discussed. Agranulocytes are further categorized into further lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes are mainly present in 2 forms, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. You can note down. Lymphocytes are of further 2 major types, B and T, and this B and T lymphocytes mainly you can say mainly involve with the immune response. B lymphocytes help in production of antibody, and antibody provides us immunity. Now next, thrombocytes or platelets. Platelets are also called as thrombocytes, and the main function of platelets is help in blood clotting. So the total number is blood cells. Blood normally contain 1.5 to 3.5 lakh platelets. Blood contain 1.5 to 3.5 lakh platelets, and platelets are mainly, you can see in the second point, platelets are mainly involved with the help of clotting mechanism. If the number of platelets are reduced, then it will lead to some type of disorder. Yes, thank you. This is all about in the first part of body fluids and their circulation.